All right, hello students. Today we're moving on with lesson 7, ordering integers and other rational numbers. All right, so let's go ahead and kind of just get started. Jump right into the classwork here. It says exercise 1. It says graph the number 7 and its opposite on the number line. And it says graph number 5 and its opposite on the number line. So we're going to graph both of them. So let's go ahead and first graph the 7 and its opposite. So we're going to graph this in red. So of course here's 7 right here on the number line. Its opposite, of course, is over here with the negative 7, as we kind of have talked about for several times throughout this module. Next, we're also going to graph number 5 and its opposite, so we're going to do that in blue. So, of course, here is the number 5, and of course, its opposite is right over here. So we kind of have always talked about in the relationship of 0 and these numbers. And this one we're going to start talking about kind of the relationship between kind of two different numbers. So if we look down at B here, it says, where does 7 lie in relation to 5 on the number line? So where does 7 lie here in relation to 5? Well, 7 lies 2 units to the right of 5. So that's kind of how we would describe or show its location. Let me go ahead and put a text box in here real quick. So if I'm describing where 7 lies in relation to 5 on the number line, I would put on the number line. Excuse me, 7 is 2 units to the right of 5. So on the number line, if I'm looking at 7, it is 2 units to the right of 5, 1, 2. So there you go. There is the relationship kind of between these two numbers or these two dots. If we look at the next one, it says, where does the opposite of 7 lie? So the opposite of 7, of course, is negative 7. On the number line in relation to the opposite of 5. So the opposite of 5 here. So now we're kind of talking about the opposites, or the negative 5 and negative 7. So where does negative 7 lie in relation to negative 5? Well, it's 2 units to the left. So of course, if we're talking about both opposites, it would be the same distance from each other, just simply in opposite directions. Oops, I grabbed. Okay, we want to go ahead and put another text box in here. So let's go ahead and grab the text box and let's go ahead and put that down there. So once again, on the number line, I forgot to put line up here. I apologize. Let's go ahead and insert that in on the number line. There you go. So we need to go and caret that in real quick. Negative 7 is 2 units to the, instead of the right, it goes 2 units to the left of negative 5. Of course, the opposite of 5. All right, so there we go. That's kind of what we're talking about here, kind of not just talking about in the relationship to 0, but now the relationship to each other. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to skip D. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next page, example number 1. This is the record, and kind of, once again, talk about how two numbers relate to each other. The record low temperature in the town of Maine are town in Maine, are negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit in January and negative 19 degrees Fahrenheit. Order the numbers from least to greatest. Explain how you arrived to your answer. Well, of course, the first thing we're going to do is just simply order the integers, or order the numbers. So if I was going to simply order them from least to greatest, the smallest number, of course, is negative 20. And then negative 19. Remember, the smallest number comes first. Remember, when we're talking about negatives, you kind of look at, remember, they're opposites. So negative 20 is smaller than negative 19. Now it says, explain how you arrived to the order. Well, if we look at it in the form of a number line, so we can kind of use this as a visual aid. If we're looking at this as in the form of a number line, and 0 is up here, in a number line, we go negative 1, negative 2. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of talk about it. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. And then first would come negative 19. And below that would come negative 20, because we're going in the opposite direction of positive numbers. So, of course, there will go kind of it like you would think about in the opposite order. So, to give my explanation of how I arrived to this, let's go ahead and get a text box out. If I labeled, all right, if I, let me phrase that. I want to put if I labeled. If I place -19 and -20 on a number line, the -20 is further down or to the left on the number line than -19. Oh, this is how I know that -20 is smaller, because it's either further down. If I did it horizontally, it would be further to the left. And every number on a number line that's further to the left or further down is a smaller number. So there you go. So I ordered the numbers from least to greatest. So least number, greatest number. And I explained how I arrived to my answer. I even gave a visual aid in case I needed that. So there you go. So the answer, of course, is -20 to -19 with a little explanation. All right, so you can go ahead and stop the video. Go ahead and move on to the next video for some more examples.